I want to talk to you now about level 3, the color of royalty. So have you ever heard about absolute net properties? Absolute net properties. You see, it's easier to get robbed by a pen than it is to get robbed by a gun, said my billion-dollar mentor, Mark Jones. Absolute net properties. This is level 3, right? This is where you're wearing the royal vest of purple. So absolute net properties, you own the land, you let the corporation pay you the rent. So let me explain what that means. You own the land and you let a corporation pay you rent, and they'll pay you $5,000 to $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month for 30 years. So absolute net properties, folks, absolute net properties. So this level 3 of absolute net properties, remember, when you hear it, you'll forget it. When you see it, you'll remember it. But not until you do it will you understand it. Well, let me share my screen. Let me show you what I mean by absolute net properties. Absolute net properties. You see this Bojangles here? So let's go with something that everyone knows. This is a Dunkin' Donuts, right? Everyone knows Dunkin'. Amscot. For those that don't know what Amscot is, this is what they do is they something with the with the animals, like they get food, it's like they sell animal veterinarian stuff. This is a CVS. Hang on, what are we talking about before you walk away? Absolute net properties. Level 3. Del Frisco. This is not too common on USA. Chili's. You guys know Chili's. I suppose you guys eaten at a Chili's. We've got Wawa. They're Florida gas stations. We've got Walgreens. I mean, at this point, we'll do Walgreens because everyone knows Walgreens. And if you don't know Walgreens, then Google it. So it says Lake Nona, absolute net lease, Walgreens, single tenant, absolute NN. So you can Google this yourself and see what I mean. In any case, what we're dealing with right now is that the property address is in such place. The price is $10 million, so not that much. LOL. Whoops. Now, take a look at this number. It says net operating income of $623,000. So $623,000 divided by 12 months is going to equal to that number. That's how much you're getting every month. Every month for the next 12 years. Now, here's the question. Hey, Baruch, I had the same question when I first started. I was like, why are people selling this? So in other words, why are people selling these absolute net properties? This is level 3 now. So all we have to do is simple. What we've got to do is we've got to come up with 70% loan to value of 10 million. All we have to do is come out, this Wawa is a gas station. All we got to do is come up with 70% of 3 million, 3.5 million with a cap rate of 5%. This is getting now private equity, real estate, cap rate, IRR, MRR, NOI, net operating income. So this Wawa gas station is making 177. So this is what it's making every year profit, not revenue. 177,293 divided by 12 months. How much is that every month? You're making about 177,293. You're making that amount every month. Now the question with the answer, why do people want to sell this? Well, first of all, why do people want to sell anything? People have their portfolios. This is a CVS. People have their portfolio listing price of 4 million. We need to only come up with 70% of 4 million. This is why when we deal with absolute net properties, we're dealing with private equity, or we could deal with some bankers, but the interest on these prices, they're a little bit too much, whether it be Chase, Citibank, whether it be whatever. So now we got to connect you to hedge funds. Okay. So we got to connect you to hedge funds. So why do people sell anything? I mean, they make their money, they wait 2 to 3 years, and they've made their 10%, they've made their 20%, they've made their 12%, and they want out. They want to go to another spot. If they've made $700,000 in 3 years, on top of whatever else they already made, Why do they want to hold this? They don't want to hold it anymore. So the logic is, what's happening here is you are owning the land where a big corporate franchise, take note, this is level 3 now, absolute net properties. Level 3, right? Absolute net properties. You own the property, you own the land. And because you own the land, these corporate franchises like Dunkin' Donuts, Pizza, Domino's, Papa John's, KFC, Scott's, CVS, what is this? Del Frisco. I've never even heard of Del Frisco, but Del Frisco, Chili's, Denny's, Dunkin', these corporate businesses are going to pay you because they want to conduct their business in that area. This is called absolute net properties. You only have to come, this Dunkin' is for 1.9 million. You only need 70% of that. Now, how much is this Dunkin' gonna pay you? If the cap rate is 5.27, the net operating income is 100,000. 177. Divided by 12, you're making about $8,300 a month. You don't have to worry about the maintenance. And no. Do you have to worry about the parking lot and any permits? And no. Do you have to worry about the people and the employees working in the Dunkin' Donuts? And no. Do you have to worry about the supplies and the kitchen crap? And no. The only thing you're doing is you're purchasing the land so that Bojangles can go in and operate. You're purchasing the land so Del Frisco's can operate. These corporate leases are level 3 in corporate America, in the corporate ladder to financial wealth and freedom. And people on the internet don't talk about this because they want to charge you $30, $40, $50, $70,000 to do it. Oh, to teach you, to teach you. However, if you utilize something called the Business Loan Committee, which I just explained in detail about how they package your deal, about that, how they'll find you the money, because it's former Chase underwriters, retired Merrill Lynch executive, CPAs, attorneys, seasoned people with gray hair, unlike me, that I'm young, people with gray hair. They will package these loan deals and they will get you $200,000, $250,000, $350,000 and up. And yes, you do have to pay up front, anything between 5 and 20, depending on the complexity. Now, if you don't want to go through the business loan committee, that's fine. Oh, he's just trying to sell his business loan committee. Man, I knew there was a catch. Oh, I knew he's just trying to upsell. All right. Well, how about I tell you how to do it yourself, and you get connected to hedge fund managers. Now, as at the recording of this video, I'll say it this way so I can be respectful. I stopped referring billionaires. Well, I stopped referring people to my billionaire contacts or to my hedge fund manager contacts, because people don't, at least the people that I've met, they don't know how to behave and they don't know how to conduct business. And so what it is now is I'll show you the ingredients for the soup for free on YouTube and at a premium at a school community, right? And at a premium, a monthly membership. And then I'll show you how to do the soup, how to put the ingredients together. And then you have to click the bottom and boil the ingredients so that you can eat the soup, so that you can get these absolute net properties. Absolute net properties are leases, they're corporate leases from corporate franchises in the United States of America that are going to pay you. Now, what if the market, like let's say this opportunity, if the market for this $10 million property, if the market here 5 years from now, or 2 years from now, from whatever listing you're watching, this is the last thing I'll say in absolute net properties. Let's say the market goes down, down, down. I mean, we got a bubble or something that happened, you know what I'm saying? And so the market in that area goes down in price value. Well, that's got nothing to do with you, Jack. Mary, Susie, Johnny, Eddie. That's got nothing to do with you, friend, comrade. Well, Tovarish, simply because you own the land. And Walgreens, Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts, Amscot, Bojangles, or however that's pronounced. What is this? I don't know what this one is. Stream, Del Frisco's, Chili's. They're gonna pay you regardless. So if they'll pay you regardless, that's a good deal, Jack. So that's what I wanted to touch on, folks. I wanted to touch on absolute net properties in regards of level 3. Level 3, branch 2. At this point, there is no steps. At this point is whatever you want to do. So level 3, branch 2 is real estate notes. So you know how folks buy the debt, credit cards, and they buy the debt and they collect on that debt of cars, or they collect on that debt for et cetera and et cetera, yachts, jets, whatever. Real estate notes is becoming the bank, right? 40 to 70 cents on the dollar, and you're making such and such returns as you can see in my screen. So that's another thing you can do. The real estate notes is level 3 of real estate, period. I'll say that again. Real estate notes is level 3 of real estate, period. I want to talk to you about going public. So going public is not something that, hey, I woke up and I want to go public. What does that even mean? Well, that means you want to be traded in the New York Stock Exchange, and you want to eventually get out of the OTC, and then you want to uplist to the NASDAQ. And if you didn't understand that vocabulary, I'm not just talking to sound smart. I'm just, at this point, you've got to do your due diligence. And this is why I encourage you to go to the school community or on YouTube to the other videos that are for free. But it's not exactly free because it costs you your time and the sacrifice of your time. Now, going public, we're talking about reverse mergers, and then what's I was going to say what's good about it, but there's just so many things about good when you go public. One of them is that your corporation is valued at between 9 to 12 times the amount. So what that means is, if your corporation is worth $1 million, for small numbers, $1 million, now you're going to be worth 9 times the amount, or 12. So you can exercise with letter of intent. With letter of intent, you can exercise and be a monster at purchasing real estate, because you're so diverse. Because you can be so diversified that you can buy hotels, you can do these absolute net properties, you can do real estate notes. You don't need to go public to do real estate notes. You just need to know your due diligence. But going public is a different type of animal. The Cook Islands Trust is branch 4. Again, we talk about getting money, but what type of person would I be if I didn't tell you how to protect it? And we partner up with some folks that do the Cook Islands Trust, and it's very hard to get any lawsuits won against you if you have a Cook Islands Trust. And I'm not going to go into detail on that because that's something my partners do, but I do bring it forth because it's very important that we stress this idea about getting money, but also protecting it. That's something that the internet doesn't talk about and they don't speak about. So just a little recap, go ahead and read that there. We're about to be done. Remember that when you hear it, you'll forget it. When you see it, you'll remember it. But not until you do it will you understand it. I'd like for you to pause the video and I'd like for you to read that or screenshot. And there is in the description here a PDF, where in that PDF, it's a free PDF, it's a free guide, it's a gift that if you like to read. I personally, ironically speaking, I don't like to read, but and I know it's ironic, but at the end, I never even read that book that everyone talks about, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Everybody was reading it, and everybody has always been talking about it. And I've always been like, well, everybody's talking about it, so I'm not going to do it because everyone is doing it. That's kind of my mentality. Not everyone shares that, and that's okay. But that's just a little bit about me. Going public, reverse merger, right? That's the branch 3. You can go ahead and screenshot that and let me pause the video there. I think I didn't pause it. So go ahead and pause the video. And I suppose you did this one already. And a little bit more information about going public. I'm going to leave it there so you can pause the video. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so that you can see the concepts better for this one, for branch 3 about going public, reverse mergers. When we talk about the pricing fees, there is about $180,000 to $200,000 to go public. All right. So it's not about, well, help me go public and I'll pay later. Yes, I've encountered those New Yorkers. Those New Yorkers. There's 3 types of investors. I talk about this in other videos. Not going to talk about it now, but whales, guppies, and sharks. Whales, guppies, and shark, or guppies, whales, and sharks. Guppies is tier 1. Tier 2 is sharks, and tier 3 is whales. That's upside down. So tier 3 is whales, tier 2 is sharks, tier 1 guppies. Structure about the commission with the Lehman's agreement. And so the Cook Islands Trust, go ahead and pause that and read that. Cook Islands Trust. I'm going to scroll down now so that you can pause it again and you can read that if that's what you desire. Okay, I'm going to keep moving down. And this is my last note, my disclosure, for PRB Capital and Battalion Holdings Group Incorporated. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the reasons why I no longer get people connected to hedge fund managers, IT funds, or real estate funds is because, unfortunately, people tend not to be professional. They tend not to be punctual or responsible. And although these folks that operate and have hundreds of billions, they move hundreds of billions of dollars a month or a week. And most of them are humble, right? They don't have the time to deal with unprofessional people. So I've already learned with my scars, I'm not referring anyone anymore. What I'll do is I teach on how to find them. And like I said, and I used that terminology or that concept, that metaphor about the soup, right? I'll give you the pot, I'll give you the ingredients, and I'll help you stir it, but you have to cook it so that you can eat it. Unfortunately, I've experienced too many people that just are not professional, and they make me look like an idiot, and I say that with boldness, right? And so I want to pause that there for you to screenshot if that's what you'd like. This is proprietary information. It's a clear framework. It's a little small diagram I made with some pictures, words. This is a structure, folks. This is a structure from level 0 to hero, from level 0 to level 4 or level 3, red, blue, green, and wealth, or purple, the color of royalty. If you have received value on this video, I believe you know what to do. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for also listening.